Travorium! Travel more, travel better, travel
Give it to me, give it to me. I know that you were chosen, chosen. Ooh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm sure that you were chosen, chosen. Ooh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm sure that you were chosen, chosen. Ooh, give it to me, give it to me. I know that you were chosen, chosen. Ooh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm sure that you were chosen, chosen. Ooh.
Раз, два, три, Travorium! All right, happy Saturday, everybody. We have got an incredible training for you guys today. Now, we're going to have my man, Dale Roberts, the best to ever do it, along with two-star ambassador, Cynthia Sly, guys. And if you are not familiar with Cynthia, most of you should be by now. She dominated the women's conference. She speaks at all of our corporate conferences in Orlando and obviously going to be Las Vegas. But guys, her last team she built, that was over 14,000 people. And so today, we're going to be talking about prospecting. But before we go there, just a couple quick updates, guys. If you didn't know, the company did extend the double bonuses. Those are going to go till June 15th, okay? So that's huge. The company continues to do all kinds of massive installs every single day with the software. Again, what we have right now is infinitely better than what we had just a couple of weeks ago. And literally every day, there's multiple installs that are happening with that software getting better, better, better. I can tell you that the company is not done. I mean, David Hart's talking about different bonuses, different programs. They're talking about the escapes, but perhaps a development and a further development of our product, expanding that even further. And so, guys, incredible things are happening for us as a company. I want to remind you that we are now what's called a unicorn. You don't see very many unicorns, right? So in the business world, venture capital, if you're a breakout company, you are on your way to $1 billion. They call that a unicorn. It's rare, it's unique, and yet here we are and we have the empirical evidence. If you went to the Direct Selling Association and you said, hey, how many companies ever make it to their 14th year doing the kind of sales we're doing? And the answer is less than 2%. How many have ever owned their own software? They actually own the engine, they own the software itself. The answer is less than 2%. And so, guys, every single one of us are participants in a company that is a rare, rare thing. It's a unicorn. I mean, we hit the lotto, we hit the jackpot that we're with the right company, right leadership, right product. In fact, I'm going to share with you guys some stats. It's going to kind of set Cynthia up today with some of the prospecting that we're about to do. But guys, just since this year, okay, they have all the announcements that have already happened for us as a company. I mean, this year alone, they've announced all kinds of incredible things. Not just the double bonuses, not just the software, right? But guys, this year alone, I'm gonna get to my slide here. Oops, went to the wrong place. Hold on, guys. But just this year alone, guys, we have obviously announced the housing program, right? Not only did they announce that in Orlando, Florida, but they expanded that housing program. So now it includes 2 stars. So Miss Cynthia's getting her house bonus tomorrow, along with Danny and all kinds of great people. We got the 3-star program, 4-star program, 5-star, but we announced it in Orlando, and it was just 4 stars and 5 stars. Since then, we expanded it, right? I mean, most companies, if they get one announcement a year, that's incredible. Well, the company also gave us the brand new car program, right? Now, this is something brand new. They gave us the brand new software. They obviously expanded the world tours. They promised us 150 this year, and instead now we have 260. We just had the corporate update Zoom on Monday. Guys, right this very moment as a company, we have over 10 people a day. Let me say that. Over 10 a day becoming directors, platinum directors. Every day, there's 10 to 11 people who will become a platinum director today in Travorium. Every day, there's over 2, not 2, over 2, not quite 3, but we'll have 2 people become a 1-star director today, not tomorrow, today. We had 2 yesterday. Every other day, we have somebody become a 2-star director. Guys, that's an extra $1,500 to $2,000 per month in income every other day. So if it didn't happen yesterday, it's happening today, okay? If it happened yesterday, it's going to happen again tomorrow. Guys, when you look at the 4 stars and the ambassadors, guys, every single week, we have a new 3-star and 4-star. Every single month, we've got new ambassadors. We got people who are winning in a big, big way. We got people wearing their $1 million rings. This is something brand new that the company also unveiled just this year. Again, most companies, if you get one announcement in a year, that's pretty good. Guys, you look around here, we got nothing but announcement after announcement after announcement, right? However, and this is where we're going to talk about Cynthia, because today we're talking about prospecting. And for some of you, yeah, I don't have anybody to talk to. Nobody's interested, right? We hear this all the time, right? No one to talk to. Nobody's interested. And so, guys, just to kind of dispel that myth, I'm going to begin with some statistics. Like some of you guys know, I'm a numbers guy. Yeah, I like to crunch the numbers, guys. These are actual numbers, okay? Every single day every single day around the world, you have searching people searching for MLM. Right here at the bottom, 10 to 50,000 people every single day searching for multi-level marketing. 20 to 75,000 people are searching for network marketing. You got 50 to 250,000 people a day searching for a home-based business. Now, if you're someone who sells essential oils, okay, big business, right? You got 50 to 200,000 people a day looking for that. If you're selling CBD, you got roughly 100 to 500,000 people a day looking for that. If you happen to be someone who's selling work from home, 250,000, 1 million people every day are looking for work from home. People that want to make more money, investing, real estate, 1 to 3 million on investing, 2 to 6 million on real estate. If you happen to sell skincare, 1 to 4 million people a day are looking for that. If you happen to sell fitness, 2 to 5 million. But if you sell travel every single day, 20 to 50 million people are searching for travel. I don't have anybody to talk to. Guys, the world is searching for travel. People are literally out there searching for travel. So if you guys want to take an infographic or take a screenshot of that, here it is, daily numbers versus monthly numbers. If you want to see the monthly numbers side by side, you guys can take a screenshot of that, right? But again, guys, there's no lack of people to talk to. There's no the lack of people that are looking for a way to make money. There's no lack of people that are looking for travel and how do I do it. Every single year, you have roughly just under 500,000 people a year buy a timeshare. Yeah, think about that number. Every year, not total, every year, 500,000 people are going to plop down 30, 50, $100,000. They're going to pay 3,000 a year to get a timeshare that doesn't even come close to what we're doing. Guys, we don't have 400,000 people in the company. Every year that's what happens, right? There's no lack of people to talk to, okay? The harvest is ripe. Okay, but the laborers are few. If you are a reader of the Bible, you know that scripture. There's no problem with the harvest. That is not the problem. The problem is with the laborers. Are we doing our part? Are we out there doing the things that we're supposed to be doing? And the problem for some of you is that when I say, hey, show me your prospect list, you can pull out a bubblegum wrapper and show it to me. Well, I got Bob and I got Mary. What? I mean, you're like a car dealership with no cars. You're like a grocery store with no food. You're a restaurant. Yeah, sorry, we don't have any food here. But I mean, guys, you have to have some inventory. You have to have somebody to, I mean, something to sell. And in our business, that inventory are people, right? You have to have a list. You need to be adding to that list every single day. We said, well, you should have a list of 100 people. No, that's a starting point. You should have a list of 10,000 people, and every day you're adding to that list. But guys, hey, I want to get out of the way. I want to bring in our two-star ambassadora. She is bad to the bone. Almost, she's working on three-star, guys. It's going to happen, right? She's going to be wearing that $9,000 watch before you know it. You walk up like, whoa, whoa, the bling, right? The bling is going to blind you, but she's amazing in every way. She crushed it at the women's conference. I mean, she's got so much energy, so much insight. No one better to talk about this particular subject. So, Miss Cynthia Sly, welcome. Mr. Dale Roberts, I know you just got off the Zoom in India. Welcome to you as well. But Cynthia, take it away.
Oh, wow, wow. Can you hear me okay, Todd?
You sound great.
Wow. Show some love, give some hearts, give some applause to Todd Strand. Oh my gosh, he always brings the energy. He is hilarious. He always, do the research. Isn't he funny, Daryl?
Yeah, he's
He
funny.
is
He's hilarious.
hilarious. He's always a walking, talking encyclopedia. You can ask him about something, you can ask him about another company. He knows about it. I mean, he shows up every time he's supposed to show up. He and Gina. So let's give him some love. Let's give him some hearts because you guys, it matters who's at the top. It truly, truly matters who your leaders are. And we have some of the best. And so, with that being said, oh my goodness, those of you who, listen to my training in Travorium University, those of you who, have listened to my training on stage, no doubt about it. My favorite subject to talk about, my favorite tool is the three-way call. Everybody knows I truly believe in the three-way call because it can turn a dud into a stud the first day that they join, right? But guess what, you guys? The three-way call and all the other things that we talk about, the invitation, to a Zoom, all of that is impossible without a breathing, living prospect list. I mean, I just love when Todd said, you ask some of your members about their prospect list and it's big enough to fit on a gum wrapper. Only Todd would come up with that. And he's talking about a small gum wrapper because, the gum today, it can be very small, right? And so, you guys, I just believe that people set themselves up for failure or success with their prospect list. Okay. And I can tell you right now, if you feel stuck, I can tell you right now, if you're not sure if you're going to hit your goal by Vegas, I can tell you that it's going to depend on how strong of a prospect list you have. I've heard these new network marketers and people online that talk about the prospect list is dead, and that there's a new way of building, and talking about funnels and different things. And I'm not saying that you can't use some of these things in a certain manner, in a certain way, but the prospect list will never be dead. It will never be dead. Now, how you house that prospect list may change. You may, track it on your phone now, or you may have a certain app, or you may, but at the end of the day, it all starts and ends with a solid, growing, breathing, living prospect list. Some of y'all have a prospect list, but that baby is dead. I mean, it is so old. It is so ancient. You don't have any new names on it. Or if you do have some names on it, it's just one or two new, but the rest is old. And so let me just back up here for a minute. Most of y'all know that I'm a traditional business owner as well. I own a hair salon. No, I'm not a stylist, but I'm a businesswoman. And this month we're celebrating our 11th year in business. We have one of the hottest natural hair salons in the DMV. And so, you guys, I look at the analytics, I look at the statistics, I look at who's coming in each week. And would you believe that 8 to 90% of the people, the clients that are coming through those doors are new people? Again, we've been in business for 11 years, 1,000 clients and growing. But 8 to 90% of the people that make up the revenue each and every week are new people. So what does that mean? What does that say? You guys, new people are the lifeline of any business, of any business. A lot of y'all may feel stuck. Your business may be stagnant because you're still trying to make things happen with old people, with old lists. Okay. And so if you to breathe life into your business, I want y'all to all put in the chat life, 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 life. If you want to breathe life in your business, life in your list, it has to come from new people. You guys, it is so hard. The scripture talk about, doing new things with old wine skins. It just won't happen. And so, how do you keep it lively? How do you keep it breathing? How do you keep your business excited? It's new, 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 new. And the only way that you can get new, you guys, is that you have to have a strong prospect list. I had a person who I just signed up, a few days ago. And, I was having a conversation with him, and I said, do you want to do this the hard way, or do you want to do this an easy way? And he said, of course, an easy way. That's simple. I said, okay, Now, you guys, this will only work if the person wants to make money. It won't work if they're a traveler. It won't work if they're a customer. And a lot of your businesses, you guys, you have all kinds of travelers. You have all kinds of customers. But what you are in need of is workers. Can I get some hearts if that's you? That you need some builders. You some people that want to make some money. They want to get in on those double bonuses. Some of y'all, you'll hear the announcement about the double bonuses and you're so excited and everything, but you have nobody to run with. You have nobody that is going to roll up their sleeves and say, man, I'm going after those doubles. You know why? Because they're customers. I'm so excited, Todd, about that new feature where people don't have to get the partnership who really don't want to build, but we made them get that partnership because we're like, if you don't, you can't get it later. Well, you guys, that is over. We can truly draw a line in the sand and say, okay, these people are customers. They're travelers. If they change their mind after they go on a world tour and see how amazing it is, they can upgrade. I am so happy about that. Thank you, David Hart. Oh my gosh, trying to make business partners out of customers is the hardest thing ever. And so now we don't have to worry about that. If they want to be customers, let them be customers. But I am looking for some builders, you guys. And so when you get the builders, you got to know what to do with them. You got to start them off right. You got to start them running the first day. And the way you get them running, you guys, is they got to make their list of 150. You know, we look at Igor and Larissa, we're so, in awe of what they have been able to do in such a short period of time. Larissa gets on the stage, conference after conference after conference. And I know, some of us are looking for her to say something different, to give us something new, to give us something, exciting. And she always starts off with the list. She tells us to make a list of 150 people, and we must grow that list every month by 10%, which is at least 15 people. Okay. How many of y'all are doing that? How many of y'all, are not just writing it down, but you're actually doing it? If you're not doing that, you guys, you are going to be stuck. You're not going to find builders. You're not going to find workers. You're going to have customers, And so with that being said, I told my new business partner, I said, we can do this the hard way or we can do this the easy way. And here's the deal, you guys. Before he joined, he told me, I just need to make some money, Cynthia. He said, I have 2 kids. One's a toddler. The daycare for that toddler alone is $1,800 a month. Y'all, that's a mortgage. $1,800. That's the toddler. The 6-year-old is in a private school. So he pays $1,000 there. You're talking about $2,800 in daycare for he and his wife to go to work. That's insane. So who do you know who have small children in daycare? I can tell you right now, they are paying through the nose. And so he's like, I need to make some money. There's no doubt about it, whether he is going to be a builder or a traveler. And so that's my first question to you is, who's on your team that's a builder? Who's on your team that's a traveler? You cannot get to the next rank with travelers. Oh, travelers drive me crazy. They're always complaining about the travel site. They're always complaining about, the world tours and their travel points. They're always, know how y'all do it, leading with travel. Them travelers, y'all done promised them the world. You done promised them that every world tour is $0. You done promised them every world tour is $1. You talk about Dubai being $1, so they think that every world tour is $1. They don't think that they have to pay their membership on time. All of the issues, I believe, that give David and the corporate staff a headache are probably from these daggone travelers, And so, you guys, find you some builders. Yes, travel is our product. Yes, we have the best lifestyle membership in the world. But, I was talking to one of my people who love to lead with travel. And I'm like, I don't see how y'all do it. Because, the moment that any little thing happens on that world tour, any little thing happened in that hotel, oh my gosh, they have a fit. And so I'm giving you clues today, you guys. If you want to be bothered with the headache, listen with the money. Because y'all have heard that this company has never missed a paycheck, a payday. So, you guys, leading with the money is so much easier. It gets you where you're trying to go, which is to the top, And so, again, I know he wants money. There's no doubt about it. And so you got to know on your team who wants money. Okay. And then, I said to him, do you want to do this the hard way or the easy way? He said, the easy way, of course. I said, this is what I need you to do. And I want you to call me back when it's done. I want you to make a list of 150 people, and I said, you can do that, right? He said, yes, I know a lot of people. I can do that. I said, don't prejudge, just put them on the list. And I said, I want you to ask these people to do you a favor and watch a video. They're doing you a favor. So it's not about them joining the business, that they would be good at this, that they love to travel. So, take a look. No, you're taking that all out the equation. They are just doing you a favor by viewing this video, whichever video you use, whichever video you like. And so he did that. He called me back. He said, I got my list. I said, okay. So ask those people to do you a favor and view this video. And when you ask them to view the video, you tell them that you're in a contest. And to confirm that they viewed the video, I need you to get on a 3-way call with my coach. Okay? You're asking them to do you a favor. You're asking them to view a video. And you're asking them to confirm that they viewed this video with your coach because you're in a contest. Y'all, this was his first day in business. His first day in business, we probably did 5 3-way calls. Of the 5 3-way calls, they just admitted they just did him the favor. But the other 3 are very strong prospects, and 1 definitely is coming in. The next day, you have to text him and tell him, I was going to take a shower. that I was going to be out of commission because he was hitting me up so fast. He may be on this Zoom right now listening. He was hitting me up so fast with the three. He doesn't know anything about the compensation plan. He doesn't know anything really about the product. But while he's listening to me talk to his people who did a favor, he's taking notes and learning. I mean, he was just bam, bam. His first 2 days in business, he did 7 to 8 three-way calls. Okay. And so today he has some lined up. Tomorrow he has some lined up because he has that list. You can't roll out three-way calls like that without a list. And so, he has to keep adding to the list. You have to keep adding to the list. Now, listen, you guys, if you have old, stale travelers on your team as business partners, they're not going to do this. You have to do this with new blood. New people, you can tell them anything that is and if they're hungry, they will do it. I was on a Zoom earlier before this Zoom, and one of the leaders on the Zoom is this lady. She's awesome. She just became a 1-star. She's in her 80s, Todd, and she is absolutely killing. And she said she is only looking for the HBW. And I was like, the HBW? What in the world is she talking about, the HBW? She said, I'm looking for the hungry, broke, and willing. Y'all, you got to get hungry people. Hungry people who have a $1,800 a month daycare bill is going to make that list. Hungry people are going to be coachable. Hungry people are going to send out that script. But if people are comfortable, if people been on your team too long and haven't done anything, and here you come talking about make 150 person, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do. Work with the new. You got to work with the new. If you want to breathe life into your business, if you want to walk across that stage in Vegas, you got to have new, get you to the next level. I've never made a new rank with old people. Old people got old lists. Most people don't keep their list fresh. Okay. But you got to keep your list fresh, especially if you're doing it by yourself until you have somebody running with you. And so, you guys, I can't tell you how important a list is. It is the lifeline of your business. We're in the summer season here in the United States. And so we go to a lot of events. We go to a lot of festivals. We spend a lot of time outside. We may even be traveling, just doing a whole bunch of fun things because the weather is nice. You guys, you have got to get outside and have, your focus on meeting new people. New people are everywhere. But I gotta stop for a minute and tell you this story. And hopefully she's on here and she will know that I am telling the absolute truth. 2-star director Van King. She is a family friend. She's been a friend of mine for just decades, been in several businesses of mine. And so whenever my family, you guys, get together for a birthday or a church event or something, I always invite her because she's like family. And you guys, every event that I have ever invited her to, she has always come back to me the next day and have said something like, you haven't talked to your sister about this? Or you haven't, because Van is there talking to my family members and my church members about Travorium because she doesn't have that perception that I have about my family. She doesn't have that perception that I have about my, close church members, and we prejudge. And so I had to finally tell Van one day, Van, you can't talk to my people. You can't talk to my family. And I started talking to them. And guess what, you guys? They started joining. I have almost every one of my family members and my close friends in this business. And so, people, you just don't want to talk to them because you think they're too broke. You think they would never do this. You think that they, wouldn't, be a part of network marketing. They're too successful. We prejudge, but somebody else looks at them as a great prospect. So, you guys, we have prospects everywhere. Stop putting people in a box. Stop prejudging. Talk to everybody. If you stop prejudging, you will have a list way beyond 150. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to say, oh, Sally would never do it. She's successful. She doesn't like selling. She's too shy. Oh, Mark would never do it. I'm just too embarrassed to even ask most of these people. Let's just call a spade a spade. You're too embarrassed because you think that this is beneath them. And you may even think that it's beneath you to share. You want to take the dollar trips. You believe in the membership, but getting uncomfortable and talking to people, well, guess what? Your business is not going to grow. Your business is not going to grow. And so she taught me a big lesson. My family has watched me build businesses and make money and do this all these years. And in my mindset, I'm thinking, oh, they know what I do. Oh, that's just Cynthia. That's just something that she's good at, that she's gifted in. She's not going to do this. My brother is not going to do this. This person is not going to do this. You guys, put them on the list. Take this business would be good for you out of the equation and say, hey, I'm in a contest. I need you to do me a favor and watch this video. Now it's about you and not whether or not this is a good fit for them. Before I got that script, Todd, man, my people couldn't get nobody to watch a video because we were trying to say, oh, you like to travel? This is a good video. Watch this. Oh, people won't do it for themselves, you guys. It's the craziest thing that you ever heard, right? That people will not put themselves in a better position, but they will do it for you as a favor. Watch the video and confirm with their business coach that they watched the video before they will do it for them because they need more money or they need an opportunity. Y'all, when we made that switch, I had all of these amazing scripts. Hey, I discovered a way to capitalize on the $10 trillion tourism, entertainment, travel business. Are you open to taking a look? People, it was hard. They would not take a look because I'm making it about them capitalizing on the $10 trillion entertainment, tourism, and travel industry. But this simple script, let me tell you how we stumbled across it. I had some people who I was teaching my best scripts to, Todd. Scripts. I'm like, these are the scripts that will land. And they would stay in the business for a year or more and could not get anybody to do a three-way call. Couldn't get anybody to watch the video. Could not. And then, okay, this member, I think it was Rudine Jones, who's about to be a two-star director. She started having all of these three-way calls. And I said, what are you doing? How are you having all of these three-way calls going from zero to hero? She said, just asking people to do me a favor, that I'm in a contest. Because we happened to be in a contest. And people are like, okay, I'll do you a favor. I'll do you a favor. I'll do. And I said, okay, that must be nice. She must have nice friends that want to do her a favor. This girl, who is a personal of mine, who could never get anyone to watch the video, could never do a three-way call. All of a sudden, she started having a bunch of three-way calls. I'm like, what in the world is going on? She said, all I'm doing is asking people to do me a favor. I said, that's it. I'm tearing up all these fancy scripts that I have built my business with, and I'm just going to start asking people to do me a favor. Y'all, when I tell you my team has exploded with three-way calls, it is amazing. But the key to all of the success, you guys, is you got to have a strong list. You got to have people that you can ask to do you a favor. You know, and when you ask them to do you that favor, you guys, you're not prejudging, because they're doing you a favor. You don't care who they are. If you have their contact information, if you can get a hold of them, then you're asking them to do you a favor. And when they get on the phone, the people are so nice, you guys. And the first thing I say to them is, hey, you know, I know you're doing this person a favor and everything, but while watching the video, what jumped out at you? You guys, I have even changed, and I have taught this for so many years. I have said, what is your favorite part? You guys, some people gonna say, well, you know, I don't have a favorite part, right? When you're asking them to do you a favor. So I say, what jumped out at you the most? And you guys, these people are taking notes. They are absolutely taking notes. They don't know if they're going to be quizzed. They just don't know. But they tell you all kinds of great parts in the video. Oh, I really like this part. I love the enthusiasm of it. I mean, it is amazing. And then, you know, I always comment on the part that they said they like. Oh, that's my favorite part too. Everything that they say, that's my favorite part too. That's my favorite part too. And then I ask them, do they have any questions? And the questions, you guys, are so amazing. Now, I'm not going to lie. Some people will tell you, I just did it to help him out and everything. And I say, you know what? I appreciate that. You know, I truly appreciate that. Now you know what he does and everything. And now, if you have anybody, you know, that is trying to stretch their dollars in a crazy economy, you know, if you have anybody who like to travel, please refer them to, you know, the person who invited you and everything. And they are so nice, you guys. A lot of people want more information. And this is where the Zooms come in, the weekly Zooms. We have a live weekly Zoom throughout the week and everything. You know, we have one on Tuesday, we got one on Wednesday, we got one on Thursday. You know, we would love to invite you. You'll hear live testimonies of how people are winning with this company. Would you like the link to the Zoom? Oh, yes, I would like the link. And so, you guys, by the time they go through those Zooms and everything, they are ready. They are ready. But it all starts and ends with the list. And so, Todd, you look like you got some questions for me. What you got?
Well, number one, I mean, incredible training, Miss Cynthia. And again, guys, I mean, again, it all begins with the list that she's mentioning. Going back to, you need 150 people on that list day number one, and your entire job is to add to the list every single month. And I gave you guys those stats at the beginning, right? I mean, the stats of people that are looking for home businesses, people that are looking for MLM, people that are looking for network marketing, people that are looking for work from home, people that are looking for travel, and all these other kind of things, right? Guys, there's no lack of people to talk to. There's no lack of ways to start a conversation. And as you mentioned, Cynthia, all these different ads that are out there where, oh, old network marketing's dead and we do attraction marketing. Guys, even if you're doing that, right? Okay. Eventually, somebody will say, well, tell me more about this. Well, I got to put them down on the list because they're not going to probably join day one. You're probably going to have to follow up over and over and over again. You're building a list. You're always building the list. And the bigger the list you build, right, the bigger your business is going to become. Now, again, as Cynthia is sharing all this with you guys, understand that she's talking about a mentality that you're looking for, right? There's the customer mentality. I just want to travel. I don't really care about your money making thing, right? Those people love to travel. They're great customers. They're volume. Guys, we have a company full of them. They create massive volume that creates massive checks. But the customers are not necessarily bringing other customers. It's stagnant. And so I'm going to give you guys a fun homework assignment, right? You guys want something fun, okay? Homework assignment, but it's fun. I'm going to pull up a slide here real quick. We should give you guys something fun to do this weekend, but it's also very educational. So if you guys want to have fun and get educated at the same time, if you want to train on your business this weekend, you guys can go rent this movie called The Founder. Now, this is the true story about McDonald's and how it got built. And you guys will see right down here at the bottom. Sell the franchise, not the fries, okay? If you don't know, McDonald's was started by the McDonald brothers, and I'm at my home in California. So I'm in Temecula, about 13 minutes from the corporate office for Travorium. But 45 minutes down the road is where McDonald's got started. The McDonald brothers in San Bernardino, California, had the very first ever McDonald's. But they were so busy, focused on customers, burgers and fries, burgers and fries. Who's got time to go look for entrepreneurs? Who's got time to go find these people as, and by the way, was that Dorothea who said that? The HBWs, hungry, broke, and willing, right? You guys are looking for the HBWs, hungry, broke, and willing. That's who Ray Kroc was looking for. So Ray Kroc, a milkshake salesman out of Chicago, sees this brilliant concept called McDonald's and says, wow, can I go out and sell franchises? They're like, yeah, we're so busy making burgers and fries, doing the product. Who's got time to go look for potential entrepreneurs, right? So when Ray Kroc got the rights, he didn't start selling burgers and fries. He went out there and he focused on looking for people who were hungry, broke, and willing. He went to the clubs, or he went to all these different places where people would eat dinner, looking for average moms and dads, and he would show them, hey, if you would buy a McDonald's, I can show you a business that can allow you guys to have financial independence, financial security, financial freedom. And guys, understand that the potential entrepreneur doesn't care if it's a dog, dog cleaning business, clipping dog hair. They don't care if it's a lawn care business, ice cream business, selling pantyhose. Most entrepreneurs, you know what they want? They want financial freedom, financial security, financial independence. So he was looking for those people that have that mentality. And of course, obviously, he found them, which is why you have a McDonald's on every street corner, which is why McDonald's is the largest restaurant in the world with average food. Is there anybody on here right now that can't make a better hamburger than McDonald's? Okay? I mean, you're like, yeah, they're. No one thinks, man, when you want a great hamburger, McDonald's is the place to go. No, nobody thinks that. But they're the largest restaurant in the world. Why? Because he focused on looking for that entrepreneurial mindset. Now, guys, some of your best customers will also eventually become some of your best partners. If you guys don't know, Cynthia was a customer for 2 years before she decided to become, you know what, I want to go build the business. Danny Seguidal was a customer for an entire year before he decided I want to go build the business. They're both two-star ambassadors. They're both knocking on 3-star ambassador wearing the $9,000 watch. But to give an example to Cynthia's point, when I was prospecting Tatiana, I was hitting her up with, man, travel, and you can travel, and man, we got the best travel, and this and that. And 2 years, it meant nothing. I got nowhere with Tatiana. Then one day I brought up money, like, money? Hold on. Talk to me about the money. Okay. Now we had a conversation. And of course, Tatiana got in. She's a 3-star ambassador. Ark's almost a 1-star ambassador. She sponsors Eager and Larissa, who are like 29-star ambassadors, right? I mean, they're building this massive business all over the world. But it began because we began to have a financial conversation. And so Cynthia's point is 100% correct. It's not that, guys, you can't bring up travel. I mean, Dave Hart does it very cleverly. He says, hey, guys, I show people how to make money. Got the money thing out there, showing other people how to save big time money on travel. It's not that you don't run from the travel. It's that you're specifically looking for the mentality of somebody who wants to make some money, because that's who's going to grow your business. There's nothing wrong with someone saying, man, I love your product, but I don't want to build it. Guys, go sign them up. But understand that person's not going to lead you to the next Cynthia Sly. They're not going to lead you to the next Dale Maria Roberts, right? Maybe down the road they will. They love it so much they want to share it, but you're looking for a certain mentality. And by the way, guys, I know that Larissa Berg, if you guys don't know Eager Larissa, right, built this massive business. She does a script almost identical to what Cynthia shared with you guys today. In fact, if you go to Travorium University, I know that, in fact, it's funny, Cynthia, earlier, you were talking about all your prospecting stuff in Travorium University. I go, we were going to be honest. We should probably stop right there and do a training on how to find Travorium University. Because some of you probably ain't ever been there, right? You got the greatest top income earners in the entire world on there, pouring out their heart every month, sharing everything they got. And most of you are like, where's that at? I mean, or as Dr. Phyllis says, some of you ain't even seen your own back office, right? You ought to visit it every once in a while, right? Some of you, this is the first time you've ever seen it. So, right? So guys, go to Travorium University, pull up all of Cynthia's stuff. She's got great stuff. Coach D, Deborah Taylor got great stuff. I mean, so many different people. But in particular, if you go to me, I have a thing on prospecting where I took all of the different scripts. Coach D's in there, Cynthia's in there, Danny's in there, but go to the part with Larissa Berg, Eager and Larissa. Larissa does a script almost identical, and I have it there. You guys can just take a screenshot of it. You just fast forward, you see Eager Larissa, and screenshot it. Very, very similar to what Cynthia shared about asking for a favor. She's like, hey, I'm involved with this new work thing, and you ever do this? And could you do me a favor and hop on, and I get credit for it? I mean, it was a very similar script, right? But it was, can you do me a favor? You hear Mr. David Hart say that all the time. Hey, guys, I just got started in business. I'm excited about it. And hey, could you do me a favor? Could you just hop on and check this thing out and give me your candid feedback? Would you do that for me? I mean, guys, the do me a favor, right? Because most people, yes, they want to do you a favor. Okay, I'll do you a favor, right? So they're doing it for you, not for them. But then when they see it, like, hey, this sounds kind of good. Tell me more about this. But you can't get them on ahead of time. So very, very, very powerful. Yeah, I want to bring in Coach D. We got Coach D on here. Coach, again, Deborah, you built a massive business as well. I mean, obviously, you're a multi-star ambassador. Multi-star over here, almost multi-star over here. 2 different positions. We keep track. To team blowing up. By the way, I saw, we can't use his name yet, but the coach has got a guy in her business that he ain't been here but 3 weeks. I think he went 3-star director yesterday. A 3-star director in 3 weeks. I mean, just tearing it up. Incredible things happen. I mean, the Philippines, India, you name it. But Coach, obviously I saw you commenting during Cynthia's training. Get you involved here, so take it away.
Oh wow, cause my girl, she be killing.
Laying it down.
What? Oh my God, she be killing it. She be killing me. Oh my God, she be killing me. But we are both on a mission. And we have these conversations. We have to keep each other encouraged, right? And so I'm on a tangent right now, and I have been telling my team this whole thing about but the team is like sending me notes and texts, and one of my older members, she's 78, she's like, Coach, you've been saying blood transfusion. They sending me little blood transfusion. And so what it takes to go back into biz. And I mean, I sent Cynthia, I'm sending Cynthia notes like, girl, you dropped the mic. I said, you clowning, right? You're clowning. she just clowning. But I just want to say to everybody out there, sometimes, so for me, I didn't come in with anybody in my business. Me and Josh, we've been talking about this back office. I'm an old lady, so he be trying to help me. And I was talking about when we had these meetings in the room, in the hotel room, and we're talking about, like, now we got thousands of people. And I was talking about how a little old lady was at the top of the conference ambassador meeting the other day, and we were laughing about that the other day. But so I'm talking about new blood, and so I've started to rebuild, because my goal is by the ambassador retreat to be at the money level of a 5-star ambassador, right? Because I have 2 books of business. And so one of the things that I know I have to do is to, right, because I am the only person that has 2 books of business without a partner. Okay. And so I have a 1-star ambassador business that's finna be a 2-star, and I have a ambassador business that's finna be a 1-star, which will equal a 5-star in pay business. And so one of the things that I keep telling the team is that we have to do a blood transfusion. So what I did is go back. And what Cynthia is saying is that you got to go back and you got to do the things that you did in the beginning. You got to go back and do the things that you did. You got to hit the ground running. And all of these new fangled things that people are doing, it don't work. So what I did is I went back, because I had no one in my book of business when I started. It was just me, myself, and I. And so what I did here lately is I developed some things that I did in the beginning. And so the last couple of weeks, I set my butt at home. I haven't been anywhere, Todd. Can you believe that? I've been at home.
When's the last time that happened? I mean, we need to write this down on the calendar.
I know. I know. I went and did the conference, and I came home. And I've been at home, and I'm getting ready to go to a writers conference. I'm going to a reception for the mayor of the city of Memphis. I've been at a women's conference last weekend, all weekend. I've been doing some interacting. I've been, Dr. Renee's been hosting some events for the team, and has been booming. So I've been around the city, right? And so what the Lord showed me is to make these little cards. And so I've been going to the restaurants, and I've been going, I used to build a big book of business being in the restaurants and sitting down by myself and just chilling, eating. People been walking in the restaurant saying, "Are you that lady on Facebook that does travel?" And so he had me make these little cards. See, look how cute I look. And I got little candy in them. And so when they walk up to me, they say, "Oh, can I have your number?" And I be like, "Yeah, and I give them my cell phone. Y'all better listen to me. I give them my cell phone. I said, "Put your number in my cell phone." See, I also use that "do me a favor" too. And then I say, "Put your number in my cell phone with your name." Okay? Y'all, are you out there, builders? Never leave without their number. They put their number in my cell phone. And then I give them my card with my little candy in it, right? With my little card. And I have a purse full of them. And then I have my Travorium nice little bag. And they say, "Oh, I love your bag." I say, "My company bought it."
Catch that, guys?
Love it.
My company bought it. And then lately, I usually don't drive my BMW too much, but lately I've been driving my nice BMW that the company, I got through the company before they went to 5-star. I got the last, and I say, "Oh, I got the last BMW, but now you have to make a whole lot more money. But before you didn't." And so I got the last BMW that they gave out with the money, right? And so it's out there. You see it? Because my plan is to be 2-star ambassador by the time I get to the retreat. And so if you don't use, and my goal is to get more new blood. So when we went to the women's conference, a young lady who was a guest who came with my pastor, who had not been doing anything in the business for 8 years, and my pastor had passed, she was sitting on the right side of my business that I need to go 2-star ambassador. She bought her cousin who was in another travel company. And the cousin came and saw all those beautiful women and had not been making a dime in that travel business. And all of a sudden she got a clue. And the cousin joined, and within 4 days the cousin went in director, and the pastor's wife went 1-star director. New blood. You have to catch a clue. And so all I'm saying is that many of you out there need to look at you learn how to use the new back office and look at the blood in your business, which is your volume, and then look at what you need to go to the next level. And re-listen to what Cynthia just taught, and I promise you will level up. And I was going to give you some more nuggets, but I'm going to save this for Travorium University. I'm going to save it for Travorium University. But you got to have some new blood. The title of that message is going to be, get a blood transfusion in your membership. Get a blood transfusion in your membership. Because that sister dropped some nuggets today. We have got to, because if you can't, one of the things that a young man said in this business, he said, if you don't have any money, you can't travel. You got money, you can travel. That's the thing that we as ambassadors, and a lot of times as leaders, we, especially, I know me, Cynthia, and Larissa, and Igor, we move a lot of money. We shift and move a lot of money to help our team get to where they need to get. That's why we always sitting at the top, right? Because we move and shift, and we buy tickets, we buy extra tickets, we buy extra stuff to move and shift. We help people get plane tickets and do this and do that because we move and shift and use a lot of our money to do the things that we need to do. Because as a leader, you have to do that in order to get people to point A to point B, because it's more than just getting the rank. And so what I'm saying to you, if you want to rank up, you got to go find, and you can't do it with a list of 5, 10, 15 people, and you got to do it chest to chest. And I love that about Todd. Todd, Todd is the cleanup man. Todd to go get, I don't know where Todd be finding some of these people. I look up Dr. Kennedy. If you out there, I was so glad to see Dr. Kennedy. I didn't know what to do. Todd will find a needle in the haystack. Todd will find Ryan, hello, right? Todd will find you. I don't know where he be finding these people, but Todd will find the needle in the haystack. But also, I'm telling you, go find your people. My friend used to say, go find your tribe. And that's what I'm doing. I am out here. I'm back on the ground. I don't have to be. I could sit. I get 3-star money. I tell them they don't never have to give me the rank. I do want the watch. I wish he would give me the watch. And I want the thing Todd them got too. I think they should make a women's version of that thing, that fire engine thing, but that's okay. But, I want them both.
Freedom fighter.
Freedom fighter. I think I should get me and Mike should get the fire engine. Me and Mike should get the freedom fighter, and I think I should get the watch. But I've been here long enough. Hint, David, if you listen, I should get both. But anyway, That's a good joke, but I'm real serious about that. One of them I should get. I done tore the snare. That is what they say somewhere in one of them songs, Ty. But Cynthia, you did it. You did a great. I mean, it was great. And that hungry, broke, and willing, I like that too. You find somebody hungry. Them hungry people, you know, they woo. They be ready. It's like the people who just got off the street when they first get saved. It ain't nothing like them. You can teach them anything. You can tell them the bow to Jesus, and they gonna stretch out and bow to Jesus. But a saint that came from another church, they gonna tell you everything the pastor said. My old pastor, I be like, go back to your church. Why you didn't stay over there at your old pastor? That's how they come over here from other teams sometimes, from other travel company. Go back to your other travel company then. Quit telling me what you did over there. I don't want to hear what you did over there. This is what we doing in Travorium. Because it was so good over in your other travel company. Why they crash and burn? But I ain't even going to get on that. So God bless you. You're doing a great job, Todd. And I know we are at the top of what we're doing. Because when I saw that this lady is making $2,000 with probably maybe 1,000 people in her book of business, $2,000 and excited about it. I said, me and you gotta talk. I don't understand that. When you could come over here and bring them 1,000 people and make a boatload of money. Why are you excited about that? New blood. So that's I'm glad you hit me up to come in, but that's it. Blood transfusion. And hungry, broke, and willing. HBW. Woo. I'm
Come on,
finna make
Coach.
me a poster for that.
One of my favorite expressions in all of Travorium, I got from you, Coach, and you're one of the few people I ever hear use it. I always love that term, book of business, right, guys? You are building a book of business. You are
Yes.
building a customer base, all right, and it's partners that bring those customers, right? And so
Yes.
again, so you're building a customer base, and that builds this book of business that creates this consistent residual income. So I mean, as Coach D said, she could go sit on the beach, drink out of a coconut. And she got two books of business. One's about to become a 2-star. The other's about to become a 1-star, right? You add up all them stars. I mean, she could just sit back and enjoy her money, right? She don't have to do what she's doing. She ain't got to be here today, right? She don't get an extra minute to hang up her being here today. She's here helping all of you. But I just love that term, book of business. When she talks about a blood transfusion, if you guys ever watched the Tour de France or things like that, some of you may know the story about Lance Armstrong and he was doping. Well, what do you mean he was doping? What's that mean? Because he was literally taking out his old blood and putting in new oxygenated blood because there's no blood like new blood. So when you guys hear that term, blood transfusion, new blood, right? Even in sports, right? Take out the old blood where I've depleted all the oxygen in the blood and give me new blood that has new life, new energy, new excitement, right? So, and Cynthia connected the dots in an amazing way today because, guys, she talked about number one, her practice, her business, right? That she's had now for 11 years, right, Cynthia? 11 years she's had her hairstyle business, 11 years, 2,000 clients. And, guys, number one, she says, I'm a businesswoman. I'm not a hairstylist. And if you guys have never read a book called The E Myth by Michael Gerber, you might want to write that down. The E Myth. E is an elephant. E Myth, it stands for the Entrepreneurial Myth by Michael Gerber, one of the famous books ever written. And Michael Gerber talks about the different about being a business owner versus someone that's just doing the work, right? So Cynthia is a business owner, right? She has a business that works, so she don't have to. And guess what? She's not only succeeding in traditional business, she's succeeding in here. So the something she's telling you about her mindset and the way she looks at things. But she talked about 2,000 clients, but 80-90% of her people are new, and that new people are the lifeline of any new business. Same thing you just heard Coach talk about with the blood transfusion and the training she's going to put at Travorium University. And some of you are like, hey, Todd, go back to that Travorium University. Where's that at again? It's in your back office. You ought to visit it, right? Travorium University, all the knowledge in the world you'd ever want is going to be right there to help you, right? But again, Great stuff. Book of business, blood transfusion, so important. But guys, it's been an incredible training. I know we're 8 minutes after the top of the hour, but I mean, again, the whole key, guys, is having new people to talk to every single day. If you got nobody to talk to, you're out of business. You can't sell cars from an empty lot, and you can't put people in Travorium with the list you don't have. Okay, you have to get as many names on that list. And the biggest thing plaguing most people, and I know you were laughing about it, Cynthia, the biggest thing plugging most of you is that your prospect list I could fit right here. Okay, that is your prospect list. And that ain't going to get it done. Okay, you got to have more than Bob and Mary on your list. Okay, you got to keep adding to that list every single day or you're out of business. And guys, there's so many ways to meet new people. There's so many ways to generate new conversations. You heard about Coach going to conferences and all these other kinds. There's 10 million ways to do it. And guys, you just got to find the way that works for you. You might try this, you might try that. You do it this way, you do it that way. I mean, Cynthia was having success, and then she saw somebody on our team. Do me a favor. She's like, script, ripping up all them scripts. We're doing that now, right? But if you're out there doing it, you're going to find that thing that works for you, find that thing that works for your team, and you're going to go out there and every day just keep building, and understand that it does not happen overnight. I've been sharing with a lot of people to try to make this point. There was a guy that he was building his movement, and he talked to roughly 25,000 to 50,000 people, okay? 25 to 50,000. Mesmerized him. People are like, wow, never seen anything like it. Out of the 25 to 50,000 people he talked to, about 3,000 decided to join the movement. He decided to become part of what he was doing. Out of those 3,000 people that said, I want to be a part of that, after 3 years, he had about 120 of them really committed. And guys, I'm talking about Jesus. Okay? He talked to 25 to 50,000 people to find 3,000 that wanted to join to have 120 committed leaders. After 3 years, go to books Acts, Acts 1:15, okay? And you see it 120 committed people. Those were his numbers, and it's now the single largest organization in the world called the Christian Church. 2.5 billion Christians. It takes a little longer than people think to get that book of business going. But if you get that book of business going and you stick with it over time, it does in fact reach out. The tentacles reach out. You find those leaders find leaders. It'll take you to places that you've never even heard of, right? I mean, guys, in less than 20 days, I'm going to be in Kazakhstan. I couldn't even spell Kazakhstan. I'd never even heard of Kazakhstan. But then people love to travel, okay? And so we're going to Kazakhstan. And so, again, it'll take you places you've never heard of, right? You just got to stick with it. And, of course, again, that's the famous quote from Coach D here, stick and stay to get your pay. So, Cynthia, Deborah, any final words? This is your show. Any final parting comments? Any final words of advice?
Hey,
Oh,
you'll
make
get
it
your
happen.
pay. Make it
Yeah.
happen. Get that
Make it happen.
list, meet people, put them on the list, ask them to do you a favor, send them a video, do a three-way call, give them more information if that's what's needed. Keep dripping until they drown or join. God bless.
Amen. God bless everybody. Hey guys, don't forget we got double bonuses happening. We got the conference happening. If you've not bought your tickets to the Las Vegas conference, those are in the back office. Also, the gala will sell out. I'm gonna say this twice. The gala will sell out. And we tell people this every single time there's a conference. And people, for some reason, think we're not telling the truth or something. I don't know. And then next thing you know, the gala's sold out. Oh, I can't get any tickets. Guys, if you want tickets, go buy some tickets right now, right? Get the tickets while you can get them, because that thing's going to sell out. Anyway, but we got that event happening here in the United States. Again, we got the conference in August in Las Vegas. Make sure you get your gala tickets. For those of you that have teams in Europe, we have the big event happening in Barcelona. That is coming up as well. For part of you that are part of the Russian-speaking team, Barcelona has an extra day. So the main event in Barcelona is Saturday. But we are having a training for the Spanish-speaking team and for the Russian-speaking team. And I'm pretty sure Danny's going to go for the French-speaking team on Friday. So the event's actually kind of turned into a pseudo 2-day event, right? So the main day is Saturday. But the Friday, it's a separate ticket. It's like $25 if you want to go be with Eager and Larissa for the entire day, right? I mean, $25 to go spend an entire day with a couple that built $1 million business in 3 years. I don't know, Todd. That's a lot of money. Anyway, guys, get your ticket and get to that event, right? So anyway, if that event happening,
The
we go ahead, Coach.
the gala. Somebody asked, was the gala ticket, the conference ticket and the gala ticket are separate, so they're not together. Does not include. They are separate, two separate tickets. And then tomorrow night, the Sky Lounge.
Yep.
I am the guest. I'm with Harlan. So Harlan
Are you the
wanted
guest
us to-
tomorrow? Oh, fantastic!
I'm Harlan's guest tomorrow, and so we will be doing it together. And he put that in the chat. He wanted to make sure y'all know that. So I am back. No,
Nice.
I didn't get kicked off. I retired. Let me say that to everybody. I retired. I was tired. I did it for 8 years. And the old girl will be 70 soon, but I'm 69. I got a birthday. Cynthia said, quit telling people your age. And Harlan just sent me a text and said, you looking getting younger. But I am doing Sky Lounge with Harlan tomorrow night. So y'all come on back so y'all can see that I didn't get kicked off. Todd didn't kick me off. I retired. And Harlan wants me to come back and be with him tomorrow. So y'all don't know I didn't get kicked off.
All right, guys. Yeah, again, I was about to go there, but guys, the Fireside Lounge tomorrow night at 5 o'clock California, 8 o'clock East Coast time. Hey, guys, tune in with all of your ambassadors. Find out what Zooms are happening today, what Zooms are happening tonight. And I got a brand new guy that just came on board, an old friend of mine, known him since the 1990s. Hey, Maurice. I see you out there, my friend. Anyway, welcome to the team, Maurice. Excited to work with you. Hey, guys, have a great day. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Incredible training. Thank you, Coach. See you guys on the Zooms. God bless. Bye, everybody.
Yes.